Alright, so we are looking at PEMDAS. This is, of course, Algebra 2, and this is basic stuff, so it's stuff that you've seen before, but maybe you haven't seen it in a while, so it's a good review. So the first type of question is just addition and subtraction with a lot of parentheses. So I have color-coded it, just so that it makes a little bit more sense here. So we've got a pair of red parentheses, and those red parentheses are identifying that this is a group. And then the green parentheses is another group that's being operated upon. So when we're doing PEMDAS, we want to look for parentheses, and we see that we've got a parentheses here. So we might think, oh, we can deal with what's going on here first. But since there's a parentheses inside of the bigger parentheses, we must deal with that parentheses first. So to get the right answer, we do need to combine 8 plus 4 first. So that would be our first job. So we're going to end up with 6 minus parentheses 12 minus, and we can drop the parentheses once we've done what's inside of that parentheses. So that is 8 plus 4. So 8 plus 4 is 12 minus 5. Alright? So now we've got another parentheses that we have to deal with first. So we've got 12 minus 12 minus 5. So that we can deal with. So we're going to do all of that together. And we get 12 minus 12 is 0 minus 5. So nothing minus 5 is still negative 5. So we get 6 minus a negative 5. We could keep the parentheses there. But again, once you've done everything inside of a parentheses, which we did, we came up with negative 5, we can drop the parentheses. It's gone. So now we just have 6 minus negative 5. And 2 negatives, we have learned in the past, is the same as a positive. 2 negatives makes a positive. In this case, that is true because they're one right after the next. So this is 6 plus 5. So we can rewrite it 6 plus 5. And 6 plus 5 equals 11. And so we're done. So hopefully that helps with the first problem in the assignment. And we'll do a couple more. So there are no parentheses in this problem whatsoever. So in PEMDAS, parentheses, there are none. So we don't have to deal with that. So the next thing would be exponents. And if you look, there are no powers. That's what an exponent is, so we're good there. So we go on to multiplication and division. Multiplication and division are truly equals, so you can do either one of them first. So we've got a multiplication and we've got a division set. So we need to do both of those. And we can do them and disregard the addition and subtraction. So we just take 12 times 6. So 12 times 6, easy way to do it, just put it off to the side. 6 times 2 is 12, carry the 1, and then 6 times 1 is 6 plus 1 is 7, so you get 72. So we have a 72 here, so that's just long multiplication, plus 4. And then we've got the 16 divided by 2. And dividing by 2 is the same as halving something. So we're halving 16, and half of 16 is 8. And then we throw that minus sign in, and we're good to go. Now we're just doing addition and subtraction. And again, addition and subtraction are equals. So truly you could do 72 minus 8 first, or you could do 72 plus 4 first. Either way, I'm just going to go with the first two terms, because we usually want to move from left to right to make the least amount of mistakes. So 72 plus 4 gives us the 76 minus 8, which gives us the 68. And we get 68 here. So this is similar to problem number 2. So again, no parentheses, so we can skip the parentheses altogether here, which is nice. This is not an x, this is times. So I really should have done a dot here, just to not confuse us with x being in the statement here. So instead we have a multiply. All right, so we have 12 divided by 3 times 4. Again, multiplication and division are equals. So in this case, we would probably want to go from left to right. So let's do the 12 divided by 3 first. I know there are exponents, so we do actually want to do those first, but there's no parentheses forcing us to do it first. So we don't have to, because it's just going to be subtracted from this number here after we've done the exponent. So we can do the exponent. 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27. So 3 cubed, if you don't recall, 3 cubed is equal to 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 times 3. So 3 times 3 is 9, right? 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27. So that's where we're getting the 27 here. We've got our minus, and we've got our minus 5. We're bringing the 4 down, and some multiply. So just bringing things down that I didn't mess with. But I do need to divide 12 by 3. So how many times does 3 go into 12? So you can count how many times 3 goes into 12. If you're not sure, 3, 6, 9, 12. Just count by 3s until you get to 12, and there's 4 of them. So this is the 4. So 12 divided by 3 is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. And we want to do that next because that's multiplication. We want to do that before we start subtracting things. Minus 27 minus 5. So in this case, 16 minus 27. Notice that with this minus sign, we've got a bigger number on the right than on the left. So we're going to get a negative number here when we subtract these two. So we're going to get a negative number. And when you take 16 away from 27, you get 11. So really what I did is I took 27 minus 16, and I got 11. But that 11 is a negative because the 27 is the negative number, 16 is the positive number. We've got a bigger negative than a positive. So when we subtract the two numbers from each other, we get a negative 11. Minus 5, we're just bringing that 5 down. And negative 11 minus 5, those are both negatives. So really we're adding two negative numbers together. So a negative 11 plus a negative 5 is a negative 16. And if you're not sure why I was able to do that, you might note that negative 11 plus a negative 5. A positive and a negative makes a negative. So a negative is equal to a positive negative. And if you think about it, what we were doing was adding two negative numbers together. It just looked like this. But this is really what we were doing. So that's where we get the negative 16. And so there you go. That is similar to question number 5. Okay, so this is like question number 10, very similar in the way it's set up. So the first thing we want to do is look at parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, add, subtract, parentheses first. And we have a set of parentheses, so we need to do what's inside the parentheses first if we can, and we can. And so inside the parentheses, there's not another parentheses, so that's nice. So we jump to exponents, and yes, indeed, there is a 2 cubed. So we need to do that first. We are not getting rid of the parentheses yet. We are actually just figuring out what 2 cubed is. And that is 2 times 2 times 2. Again, 2 cubed is 2 times 2 times 2. And so 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. So we got ourselves an 8 here, minus 5. And then we're squaring that. So again, we're going back to parentheses. Yes, we do have parentheses still. We haven't been able to get rid of them. So now we need to do what's inside there, which is 8 minus 5. 8 minus 5 is 3. And everything inside the parentheses is done. So we don't have to write the parentheses. We just square it. So then 3 squared is 3 times 3, which is 9. And we get an answer. So it's pretty basic, but it's got all of the different operations in the order of operations in the assignment. And if you get stuck on any of the problems, please let me know. You can Canvas message me or email me, or you'll see me in class and you can ask me there. So, all right, hopefully that helped. Thank you.